Good afternoon, Year 7. Today we're going to be doing the rules of direct speech. We are going to be doing some writing over the next couple of weeks, and we're going to be asking you to write a newspaper article. And in a newspaper article, what do you see? You see lots of different things, paragraphs, headlines, all types of different things. But one of the things you see a lot of is you see a lot of interviews. And how do journalists show that they're giving an interview? Showing us the direct words that are spoken by somebody in the news article? Well, they use direct speech. So we have to make sure that we can punctuate it properly. Because direct speech, when it's done well, when it's used properly, can be a very, very good tool. But if it's punctuated badly, then direct speech can make your writing terrible. So, what do we need to do? Well, let's have a look at this. Here, we have some direct speech. "Hi," said Mr. Seal. "Hi," replied an ass. "How are you?" "I'm fine," smiled Mr. Seal. Now, as you can see, there's no punctuation at all here. It's absolutely missing from everything. So, what's the first thing that we need to remember when we're doing direct speech? Speech marks, right? Speech marks. 66 and 99. Now, where do speech marks go? Speech marks go around the words that are spoken, and only the words that are spoken. So, for example, in the example I just showed you a minute ago, the speech marks in green go around the words that are spoken. Now, some of the words don't have speech marks around them, said Mr. Seal, for example, and that's because they're not spoken. So are we finished? Have we punctuated direct speech exactly as it should be? No, sadly not. We need to do something else. We need to put in the normal punctuation, the normal things that end up giving you red pen on your work. We need to put the commas and the full stops and the question marks all in the right place. So let's just check we've got this now. So, there we see it again. What do you see? You see a comma after the hi. Notice the comma is inside the speech marks. That's because there should always be punctuation inside those speech marks. Look again at the second hi. Hi. There's a comma after the I, again to show that we're beginning to close down what is spoken. And we have the speech mark to close off completely. Then we have another comma to show us that we're finished with what we're writing, and then we're into the direct speech again, showed by the speech marks. And lastly, he asks a question, "How are you?" And therefore, we have the question mark after you, but before the speech marks. Because remember, the punctuation should go inside the speech marks. Same with that last one. "I'm fine," comma. Now, why is that a comma and not a full stop? It's a comma because it's not the end of the sentence. The end of the sentence is the end of what is written. So, "I'm fine, comma, smiled Mr. Seal," full stop. The full stop goes at the end. Okay? So is that all we need? Have we sorted direct speech out for us forever? Almost. Almost, yes. What we still need to do is we still need to make sure that we're doing one last thing. And that is, and it might not come up in newspaper articles, but it will come up when we're doing other parts of direct speech. And that is, we have to make sure that we put it in the right place on the page. Let's have a look at this. "Are you okay?" asked Billy. "Fine." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, absolutely fine." Now, that's a bit confusing to me. I don't know who's speaking. Is the person that's saying, "Are you okay?" the same as the person that's saying, "Fine"? Who is asking, "Are you sure?" It's not really clear, is it? So, what we must make sure we do is we take a new line for each different speaker. Okay? So let's have a look at the finished version with the same colours as we had with the last piece of direct speech. "Are you okay?" asked Billy. Then we take a new line. And we take a new line because somebody else is speaking. They say, "Fine." "Are you sure?" pressed Billy. Now he's pressing him because he's asking him lots of questions. But it's Billy talking, so it's a different line. And then, "Yeah," sighed Peter. "Absolutely fine." Okay, that last line, again a new line because it's Peter now talking, not Billy. So what have we learned? We must take a new line for each different speaker. Like I said, this might not come up too much in newspaper articles, but it's a vital part of doing direct speech properly. Okay? So let's recap. Speech marks go around everything that's spoken. Number 2, there's punctuation inside the speech marks to show that we're finishing speaking. That might be a question mark if you're finishing a question. It might be an exclamation mark if someone's shouting. Or it might be a comma because we're going to go on to say, said Billy, or replied Peter. Okay? What's next? We always have a full stop at the end of the sentence. Okay? The very end of the sentence, the very end of what we've written, we should have a full stop at. Just like here, hi, said Mr. Seal, full stop there. And lastly, for each new speaker, we take a new line. That's absolutely vital. Okay? Now, when you come into class on Tuesday, we will be doing direct speech. Now, if you've watched this video, you should have a good idea what the rules of direct speech are. I've given you 4 basic rules, okay? At the end of this video, there'll be a couple of other ones as well, okay, that you can copy down from the slide. Now, what I want you to do is, if you know how to do direct speech, I want you to have written down the rules of direct speech in your exercise book. Then when we come in, we'll have a direct speech exercise. And if you know what you're doing, you can get straight into it. If you're unsure of something that I've said, then I can go straight to you and find out what the issues are. Okay, and it should hopefully speed everything up. But I need to make sure you've watched this video. So on the inside cover of your exercise book, I want you to write the word pineapple. That shows that you've seen all 7 minutes and 5 seconds of this video and you haven't just quit after 2 minutes. Okay, so pineapple on the inside cover. All right, and when I see you on Tuesday, we'll be straight in. Oops, I got cut off at the end there. I was just going to say goodbye and thank you for watching, and hopefully we can do this again. Thank you.